If you're having suicidal thoughts or feelings or feel like you have no hope, please call 988. There, you can talk to someone who not only cares about your story, but cares about you. Please reach out today. Thomas P. Murphy once said, "Minutes are worth more than money. Spend them wisely." At Minutes Wisely, we take that to heart. Our mission is to decrease veteran suicide by providing life-changing experiences for veterans, first responders, and Gold Star families. We believe that we can make a lasting impact by rekindling a sense of purpose and fostering community through sponsored tickets to sporting events. These experiences are not just about the game, they're about the moments that can change lives. A simple sporting event can boost joy and instill a sense of renewed hope and purpose for those who have served. Join us in making a difference. Become a moment maker and empower a veteran with rediscovered hope. Visit minuteswisely.com for more information and to get involved. Together, we can make every moment count.
Greetings
Hello, good evening.
and welcome back to another episode of TSP. I
It's,
feel like it's been like a year since we've
dude,
been.
it's been forever. I mean, we've had so many stocked up.
Yeah,
We just,
which it
yeah,
worked out well because I had two major fundraisers to do. So
you
having them
did.
stocked up and just throwing them out there was a lifesaver.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, Minutes Wisely. This podcast spun off a nonprofit called Minutes Wisely, and we send veterans, first responders, and Gold Star family members to awesome events. As a matter of fact, in 2 days, we have a family of 4 headed to Disney World completely on our dime. They have a 9-year-old son who is battling a brain tumor. His dad is a Army veteran, and so we rallied around this family, did some fundraising, and we're able to send them to Disney World. They're gonna be gone for almost 2 weeks, and
Hey,
they're gonna
that's great, man.
spend an entire weekend like Disney. So this is some good stuff. When I met the family early on, I wasn't going to send them to like a football game or something like maybe a bowl game in the winter. But the one thing the mom said was when I was talking to him, she said, Mason really, all he really wants to do is go to Disney and build a lightsaber. And that kind of went over my
That's a
head
good
because I'm not a Disney person, so I didn't know. So I was still focused on what football game or what bowl game to send them to. But as I was driving home from that meeting, a light bulb clicked on and said, "This kid he's got a brain tumor. He wants to go to Disney to build a lightsaber. Hey, I'd say we're all in. Let's do this." So I rallied the troops, and we were able to come up with the funds. Like it was close to $10,000 to do this,
dude,
and
that's great. That's
meet
fantastic,
on
man.
Saturday, man. That's freaking awesome. So also during that fundraising time, I was able to get enough money to purchase also Tennessee Titans season tickets, club seats. So now we have Detroit Lions season tickets and Tennessee season tickets. So if you're either in Detroit or Nashville area, you're a veteran, first responder, or Gold Star family member, you would like to go to a game, let us know, and we'll see what we can do.
Well, hey, if the Bears, I think Ken would like to go to like a Bears game, right, Ken? Okay. Sorry. Yeah, he's a big Chicago guy.
Well, the Bears don't play in Nashville this year, and they already played in Detroit this year. So I was at that game.
That's right, you were.
And I'm going again on Friday. I'm leaving day after tomorrow to go for another long weekend up there. I'm going to the Cleveland Browns at Detroit game, and I
With
will be with none other than Mr. DJ Daniel, who is the young man that's traveling the globe being sworn in as a honorary police officer. He's 13 years old, and he has brain cancer and spinal cancer, and he's 13 years old and he's terminal. So we are going to rally around this family, and we're doing something really cool for him. So we have 2 trips that are going to go off this weekend.
Good job, man.
We've been very busy here at Minutes Wisely.
Hey, you've killed it, dude. You
But
killed it.
that's awesome, man. It was like the mom of Mason, the family that's going to Disney, she called me last night, and she's literally just, like, beside herself. For one, when he had his brain surgery back in March, his first doctor's visit back, the tumor had already started growing back. So now they're in contact with St. Jude in Memphis, and St. Jude wants them down there in 2 weeks. So this is why it was very important for them to book their vacation right now, so they can get away before all this treatment starts, and give the family a chance to breathe a little bit. 'Cause I couldn't imagine having a child that young with a brain tumor and the things that go on with it.
Dude, I wish you would have called me, man. I would have given a presidential suite to that family at the fountains. Like it's like 20 minutes from Disney World, and they wouldn't have to pay anything.
Yeah.
I wish you would have called.
Well, so we thought about that because he's so young and, with the brain tumor, we wanted him on site so he doesn't,
Okay,
so there's not much traveling, so or else
next time.
I definitely would have. If it was other circumstances, if he
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
sick, 100% I would have done something like that.
But without further ado, and we'll let Fleek chime in when he's done. I want to introduce you, the world, to Ken Yasger.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep. Yasger.
Sorry, dude, I was freaking out how to like pronounce your last name.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, it's exactly. You're
Everybody, meet Ken. I've only known him for a little bit, but I think he seemed like a good interview, and he's got a pretty powerful story to tell. So, Ken, would you please introduce yourself to the rest of the world?
Hi, Ken Yasger. Live in Savannah, Georgia. I was been in the military for 14 years. I was in 1st Ranger Battalion for 4 years down here in Savannah at Hunter Army Airfield. Been in the Georgia Army
Shit.
National Guard for 10 years. 3 deployments to Afghanistan, and then we were in the Middle East again last year for my 4th Middle East deployment.
Jesus. Wow. For
Yeah,
your first Ranger bat, so you are a scroll, right? You're scroll.
yeah, yeah.
And for our viewers that don't know, can you tell us the difference between scroll versus tab for the Army people?
So the TAB is it's a Ranger school. It's a regular Army led school. It's not put on by the 75th Ranger Regiment. The scroll means you're actually in the unit wearing the tan beret, part of special operations. So the tab is just a qualification. A scroll is actually being a part of the special operations unit, the 75th Ranger Regiment.
Yeah. Did now you were in 14 years, you said, right?
Yeah, I'm still in.
And you've always been with the First Ranger Bat?
No, so I was first Ranger Bat for 4 years. I've been in the Georgia Guard for 10. So the first Ranger Ranger Regiment doesn't have a National Guard unit. Special Forces does, but the Ranger Regiment's only active duty.
Okay. Wow. And you're still in. I mean, what's your rank, if you don't mind me asking?
E6, Staff Sergeant.
Staff Sergeant. That's good. That's a good rank. That's a very good rank.
Should be higher, but issues in my past. So
Did you get NJP'd like I did? Because I got NJP'd very early in my career.
DU.
I got my first DUI 2009, Savannah, Georgia, right on Abercorn.
Yeah,
It was bad.
yeah.
So, can you tell us, like where in Afghanistan you went, or I mean, is that classified? Or?
No, so we were down south the first 2 times. We were up north the third time. Yeah, the first 2 were with Ranger Bat. The third Afghanistan deployment was with the Guard, but we were attached to the 10th Special Forces group out of Colorado
Yeah, the mountain
with the
guys,
Guard.
right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. And I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. Where did you grow up? I mean, where are you actually from? Because I remember you're not from Savannah, but you're from somewhere else.
Yeah, so my dad was in the Air Force for 24 years. So I was born in Ohio. We moved to Wisconsin, California, Texas. My dad retired in Illinois, and that's where my parents currently live. I graduated high school there, went to college, and then enlisted out of St. Louis, Missouri, and that's what brought me here from Illinois.
How old were you when you enlisted?
2021. Yeah, I broke my ROT. I had an ROT. I was a contracted ROTC cadet, and I broke my contract so I could enlist.
Wow. Well, I was 26 when I enlisted. Wow, 21. I mean, 21. You're older than all the the guys that getting out of high school, and yeah, those guys don't know anything. Already went to college. Did you graduate and then
No,
enlist?
no, school just wasn't for me.
Okay. Where did you go to school? Where did you try?
Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville,
Oh
SIUE.
yeah. Okay. That's great. I wish I had my companion because he's got a lot of questions too. I was not totally prepared because he's got like he asked like 6 questions, and I asked like another 6, and then we're good to go. And we kind of like bounce off each other. Now he's just not bouncing off me at all. And so I'm doing this like at the seat of my ass right now. But it's good. How long have you been in Savannah?
The 13, 14 years.
Do you
Yeah.
like Savannah?
It's like living a vacation every day. It's
See,
beautiful,
guys, I tell you this every day. I lived there 17 years. It is paradise.
literally.
And you work out and you run around Forsyth Park, which
Yeah.
is crazy. Do you go to the farmers markets?
Not very often, but I need to. I need to more often coming up soon. Yeah, they're really busy. There's a lot going on. They're a lot of fun to go to though.
And this is a big question because I was there when this movie was filmed. Actually, we had just moved there when they started filming. Have you ever seen Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil?
I have not. Yeah, I heard I need to.
Bingo, 2 points. Yes, yes. Kevin Spacey was there, John Cusack was there, and I think at the same time, The General's Daughter was also being filmed at the same time because John Travolta, he was in The General's Daughter, and he was an Army first sergeant or something like that. He was like, I don't know, he was playing this cop or CID or something. And all these guys were in Savannah in 95, 96. And it was amazing. The Conspirator, the Abraham Lincoln story, that was filmed in Savannah. Do you know how many films have been filmed in Savannah, Georgia?
No, an actual number? No, a lot.
Over three. Yeah, it's over
A
300
lot.
at
Yeah, I
least.
was
Yeah,
about to
it's a
say
lot.
a lot. Yeah.
Man, but I'll be there. I'll be there at Christmas time. So we're
Oh yeah.
definitely taking you out to dinner. Do you have any cool stories from your deployments that you want to share with us?
I mean, not really. It's not
Okay.
like a lot of stuff I like talking about. I mean, I think my third deployment to Afghanistan, it was just cool getting to know a lot of the locals. Because it wasn't a my first two deployments was more or less just go on a mission, go back to the camp, go on a mission, go back to camp. We didn't do a lot of the interacting with the locals or anything like that. So my third deployment we did. But I do remember on my first deployment, I'll never forget him. There was an older gentleman named, we called him Pops. And he, the reason I'll never forget this guy is he worked in our chow hall in the camp we were at. And he had two sons, and one of them worked with him at the chow hall. The other one day leaving the camp to go back home, the Taliban caught him,
Shit.
caught his son, and tortured him and killed him for working with the Americans. And one of our guys asked him one time, "So what if your son was killed working with us? Then why do you still? What makes you want to keep working with us?" And he said, "I want to keep doing it because my son died for something he believed in, and I believe in what we're doing here." Which just makes the whole withdrawal thing a lot worse, But yeah.
Hey. Well, that's powerful. But I know you want to. I know you're doing a lot of good things right now, and I know you talked about your time in service, which was it was short. You did it, but you are on to bigger and better things right now. Can you elaborate on like what you're getting into right now? If people don't already know by your name, what are you getting into right now?
So currently, I'm a Republican candidate for governor of the state of Georgia. I'm just trying to give real people a voice. I'm not some millionaire politician. I serve and bartend at a restaurant on Tybee. I'm still in the National Guard. I still work for a living. I have my own two-bedroom apartment in Midtown Savannah, so I'm still shopping and working with everybody else, just like every person that I'm trying to serve. And I'm just trying to. I may be the longest shot bid for governor the state's ever seen, but I'm putting in the footwork, and I'm really trying to get the word out there.
Good. I actually I was over at my mom's house. She lives about an hour from me. She was a lawyer for 35 years in New Hampshire. And then we moved to Savannah. Dad was head of the Clark Center at Memorial. And then mom was of council with Latsum, Odom, and DeRoche. And I mentioned you to my mom because she's big into politics. She actually, big Democrat. She ran Al Gore's campaign in New Hampshire in '88. So he came to our house. Mom went to school with Tipper, and he actually came to our house. I was like, God, I think I was like 9, and I saw Mr. Gore, and he's been a family friend ever since. And she's really into politics. And I gave her your platforms, and she agreed. And she's a Democrat, and she agreed with everything that you stood for. Could you tell our listeners and our viewers what are your platforms that you're going that you're now?
So what I tell people is I may not be everyone's favorite Republican nowadays because I've been a Republican since I was 15 years old. But my thing is I'm trying to get the Republican Party back to the core values that I grew up on: small federal government, states' rights. I'm a constitutional Republican, personal freedoms and liberties. I believe in I am a Christian, but my religion should dictate my morals, not laws, in my opinion. And I want to eliminate the Georgia state income tax. We should be taxed on what we spend, not what we make. It's unconstitutional. We didn't even do that till 1913. So I want to eliminate the state income tax. I want regulatory legalization of marijuana. Alcohol should have ruined my life by now, but alcohol is legal, and I don't want to ban that. Why is marijuana still demonized as a Schedule I drug? I want to allow legalization of gambling in Georgia because I don't understand why we're not even allowed to. I'm not saying you have to put a casino in your town, but I don't understand why you're not allowed to. It should be left up to the counties and municipalities and what they want to do. And then that's where a lot of these Republicans don't have an answer for where we get the lost revenue from, or the revenue from the lost state income tax, legalization of marijuana and gambling. Give people their freedoms and liberties and then tax the crap out of them, and then we get more money from that. So we're not taxing people on what they make, on just on what they spend, though.
Right.
And then I also want to about 80% of Georgia education salaries go to administrative positions in the state. I think that's disgusting. I want to cap administrative positions around $90,000. Only the superintendent should make over $100,000, and I want to give the money back to the teachers that are actually in the classroom. Not just the teachers, but the teachers, the bus drivers, the cooks,
Yeah.
the janitors, all the ones who are actually interacting with the kids every day. Because at this point, no offense to the administrators who have worked their way up, but they're not the soldiers on the ground in the classrooms right now. They're not the ones taking care of the kids. A lot of them are just politicians at this point. So we have to really take care of our teachers.
Wow. That's a lot of really, really good platforms. I know a lot of our viewers are probably going to be very, very happy that you've said all that you said tonight. Going back to the gambling, would you want, if gambling was legal in Georgia, would you put a casino in Savannah, like on the river or like in Plantside or something like that?
So as the governor of Georgia, I would not force anyone to do anything. But economically and financially, I'm from near St. Louis, Missouri, and Illinois. My parents go to riverboat casinos all the time, or they used to. So if Savannah wanted to put a casino boat on the Savannah River, that would bring the city and state so much money,
Yeah.
especially with the tourism.
Yep.
People are coming from states where gambling is legalized. They would be on those boats all day, every day. So I don't understand why it's still demonized. We should be giving people more freedoms, not taking them away.
Agreed.
That's what the Republican Party has always stood for, and that's what I'm trying to fight to bring it back to.
Good. And I wish you luck. I wish I could vote for you, but I don't live in Georgia anymore. Which, by the way, I have to ask, because I'm 100% permanent total veteran. Now, when I did live in Georgia, my license, it did not expire until I met retirement age. Do they still do that?
Your driver's license?
Yeah, it expired like when
No,
when I lived there, it was like expired in like 2064.
no. I think they do 6 years now.
Is it 6 years?
Yeah, mine expires in 2031.
Okay. Because
Yeah,
I had
I think it's 6 years.
I had a huge, like, when I was there in 2012, I got my Georgia license, and it says veteran on the top, and the expiration date was like, seriously, I shit you not, 2064. I'm like, because I was like, 37, 38 at that time, and I'm like, shit, is that right? And I had it, and then moved to Tennessee, and they don't do that here. Actually, in
Oh,
Tennessee,
see, I've never. Maybe I need to check on that because mine doesn't say veteran, and because I've never actually gone to I've never gone to the DMV and told them I was a veteran. You know what I mean? So
you need
I've never taken advantage of that. So
isn't
maybe veteran driver's licenses are like
yeah
that.
yeah
Yeah.
I think it's on Duran, right? Is the
Yeah.
DMV on Duran? Yeah. Okay.
No.
No,
DMV's
it's
on
not Duran.
Eisenhower.
Eisenhower. Yeah, where the my mom used to take her car in all the time to the Chevrolet or the Buick or whatever it was. Yeah, Buick. Yeah. I just sorry talking to you. I'm like getting Savannah flashbacks. Yeah, we'll be there December 20 to the 27th. We're probably going to come early. You're definitely going to eat with us either at the Crab Shack or at the O Club. But I didn't know you bartended on Tybee. Where on Tybee?
Huckapoos.
You bartend there?
Yeah,
I know that place.
it's amazing.
I'm like, yeah, it's great. Wow. Little history. When I came back, when I got out of the Marine Corps in 2008, I came back to Savannah, and I actually was a now don't take offense to this story. I did not mean to do it, but it was my job. I was a bouncer at Molly McPherson's on Congress when it was still there.
I love that. Love that place.
The Scotch eggs are amazing. Yes, I totally
Love
agree.
that place.
And I'm very sad that they're not. Are they still? They shut down, right?
They shut down all their locations. No, I
Even the
used to.
one in
What's
Richmond
funny?
Hill too.
I worked at the Molly McPherson's in Pooler for a while.
Because I remember I used to go to the meetings, to some meetings at the Molly McPherson's in Richmond Hill.
Yeah.
And Pooler? Well, okay. Well, nonetheless, I was a bouncer. They hired me because they needed bodies for St. Patty's Day. I don't know where he's going. I'm so sorry about this. This is so weird.
You're good.
He probably is doing something with his nonprofit and it's like freaking him out. When I was a bouncer, they didn't needed me for St. Patty's Day. It was like 2 weeks prior to St. Patty's Day, which is the third biggest in the country, guys. It's amazing. I've been to 9. They're awesome. And so your tan berets came back from deployment like in 2009 or 2010. I can't remember the exact date, but they came back and I'm like in my jeans and I'm still buff from the Marine Corps. I'm still in shape and like 195 pounds. And this ranger comes up to me and I'm like, hey, I need to see your ID if you want to get in. And he wouldn't give it to me. And then he gets like this close to my face and he starts like spitting. I'm like, hey, sir, you got to back off, man. I'm just doing this, for a job. Like, to get in here, you got to comply with what I'm asking for. And so he started like getting like pushy with me, and I'm like, okay. And I'm still amped up, like as just getting back from like 3 deployments, and I give him a flippy whippy, and he ends up on the street. And I'm sorry, I did not mean to put my hands on a fellow ranger, okay? But he was getting belligerent, and I put him on the ground. And the next day, I was fired for putting my hands on a customer.
Are you serious?
Swear to
Wow.
God, man. God's
Wow.
honest truth. Swear to God.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I loved working there. It was long hours. Like I wouldn't be done till like 4 in the morning. But it was fun, and it was on Congress. It was downtown. But when we're there, we're definitely taking you out to food. Have you been to the Wexford yet?
Not. I've heard it's so good though.
That's right.
Yep.
My timeshare is
It,
right here. The
yeah.
Wexford is right here. I mean, it's like
Yes.
walking distance.
Yeah. It's where the old Wild Wings Cafe was.
And I used to get drunk
Yep.
all the time there.
Yep.
And the zoo. I used to go to the zoo. Is the zoo still there?
No.
It's this techno club, EDM, electronica. I don't know what the kids are calling it today. But yeah, the zoo was like this place where you'd go and listen to this, Ja Rule or Robert Miles or Sasha and Digweed or any of those guys, which I was a huge fan of because I was at Rollins College in the 90s and we had lots of raves and yeah, it was awesome. But the zoo was there, it was great. Churchill's Pub was in a different location than it is now. It's on Bay Street now. It used to be on, oh my God, Whitaker? No, not Whitaker. The other one. Abercorn, Whitaker, and Drayton. Yeah, it used to be Churchill's used to be on Drayton Street. Sorry, I just love talking about Savannah. I knew Savannah so well. I used to give tours, like the Sorrel Weed House, the Green Meldrum House, that house where the Girl Scout, what's her name? Yeah, the Girl Scouts. They started in Savannah. Ah, what's her name? But her house is in Savannah too. We had a nice tour of it. It was a lot of history. I just love Savannah. I love what you're doing. I think you're going to be good for Georgia. Who's the mayor of Savannah now?
Van Johnson.
Van John. Yeah, Van Johnson. That's right. Yes. And we won't talk about him. We won't talk about him at all. I'm sorry. We won't
You're
talk about
good.
him.
You're good.
What's going on? I have to, since you're in Savannah, I have to ask this because I'm seeing a lot of stuff on Facebook about the horse-drawn carriages. Like, have you been keeping up with this?
I mean, I feel like every few years this like kicks up. They're just saying
Too hot, right? For the
it's
horses.
inhumane, it's too hot. So they did just because of the protests, they got like a small victory or something where it's a certain temperature. They lowered the maximum temperature now, so they can't take the horses out if it's a certain temperature, which rarely ever happens anyway. So I mean,
Yeah.
I know some people who have worked for those carriages, and those horses are taken care of very
They're
well,
taken care of better than
very
like
well.
regular people.
Exactly.
Good, good. Well,
Yeah, they're not going anywhere.
good
So if that's the
because
question,
if they take those away, it's
no,
it's
no, no, no. No,
that's a
all they were protesting for is to try to lower the temperature, the maximum temperature where they could take them out, and they did.
okay.
Yeah,
No, that's good. That's good. I don't know. I actually, are you good on time or
yeah, absolutely.
okay? Because I don't know when Fleek is going to come back, and we have, we could go for another 30 minutes or we could go for another 10. I don't know when he's
All
going to
right.
join us.
I'm here now. Can you see me?
Oh, you are? Oh, you're good?
So, yeah, I'm sorry. I missed the entire interview. DJ Daniels' dad just called me and we have a flight early Friday morning, so I had to jump on it. So my
No,
apologies.
no, dude. I told Ken that. It's gonna be. Hey, listen. When you listen to it, it's gonna be a good podcast. I swear. I mean, I asked some very pertinent questions,
My
and
apologies.
he is a shoo-in for governor. God, I wish I was a Savanian again. I could vote for him. Damn it.
My biggest problem with the campaign though is just like campaign funds because like I'm trying to get money out of politics as much as possible, but it still takes money to run a campaign. So it's frustrating. Now, that being said, I've only raised now, like I said, I'm trying to get money out of politics. I've only raised $9,000. I've donated about 6,000 to nonprofits or charities because I'm running a what I call like a charity campaign.
Yeah.
So every month I do a physically challenging fundraiser to raise money, and then I donate depending on the charity and the moment and the what's going on. I donate half or all of it to a nonprofit or a charity. Like when the Texas flooding was going on, I just donated all the money I raised to the Texas flooding. Last month, I donated half, kind of thing. So I do all these physical challenging fundraisers to raise money, and then I donate half. But I'm not raising like $10,000. I'm raising like 1,000, and I can donate 500. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the biggest issue with me getting elected is now with all of the Republican candidates who have announced, I think I'm running against a combined like 60 million. Yeah, and so
How
it's like
many people are you running against?
right now Republicans. I think there's 6 of us now.
And
For a while there were just
yeah.
3.
And you guys you guys had like a town hall with all of you guys like a month ago, right?
So now that's what actually that's why I'm for only raising $9,000 and I'm running like our lieutenant governor announced his campaign for governor. And don't get me, I'm not trashing him for this. Don't get me wrong. I get it. Money wins elections. But the week that he announced his campaign, he loaned himself $10 million. I don't know if I could spell $10 million right now, but
I don't know. I'd like to loan myself
but
$10
like,
million.
yeah.
I'd be straight.
But the thing is, it's like I get it that money wins elections, but the fact that I'm running against that and I've only raised $9,000, the amount of traction I've gotten since the event you're talking about. So it's funny that you talk about your mom being a Democrat, because my biggest thing is I have living in Savannah, very Democrat. Most of my friends are Democrats. Most of my friends hate Donald Trump. They don't like Kamala Harris or Joe Biden. They just don't like Trump. You know what I mean? And but a lot of them, I have the American flag tattooed all over my body.
I know.
I don't like
I've
that.
seen.
I don't like that when a Democrat looks at the American flag nowadays, they think Republican or Trump. I want the American flag to represent everybody. And so my whole campaign strategy, and you know what, it may not be a winning strategy in the primary, but I don't care. I'd rather lose by being authentic than win by being fake. So the on August 20th, the NAACP of Houston County, Georgia, and Warner Robins held a gubernatorial forum. And at the time, there were 6 Democrats and 3 Republicans in the race. 5 Democrats showed up, and I showed up. So I was the only Republican to show up in person. And then the other 2 Republicans sent in videos, as well as the 1 Democrat who didn't show up. Well, I just started talking to the crowd. So during I was the last one, they went in alphabetical order. So my 2 Republican opponents during their videos. Now it's not the NAACP. They're a nonpartisan organization, but it's not a secret. They lean left, openly lean left. They don't hide it. They're not secretive about it. But they were really respectful for the most part, but then during my 2 Republican opponents videos, there were some like jeers and boos in the crowd, like, just thinking like, there's just a few people. Well, then I got up there and I just gave a pro-American speech. I talked about my past with mental health, my alcohol addiction, coming out from feeling like nothing and getting where I am today, and just talking about being Americans first. And a lot of these problems we have, they don't discriminate based off Republican, Democrat, black, white, green, purple, whatever you are. I actually got a standing ovation.
Shut up.
Yeah, yeah, it was really cool. And now I've actually found out about some other events, Republican events, from the woman who organized that NAACP forum.
Yeah.
She's unofficially working on the campaign of one of the Democrats running for governor, but she keeps sending me invitations to all these events that are going on, including Republican events that I don't hear about, because a lot of the Republican parties across Georgia are kind of like keeping me out of stuff because I'm not your favorite Republican. And Republicans, Democrats, they're all corrupt as hell. I mean, they're all corrupt. And if you don't toe the line, they don't want you. But I gave that speech on August 20th, and the biggest interview I've done so far, and what's actually gotten me on the news in Atlanta every day when they do their political. They don't say my name or anything, but when they
No,
show
they
the
don't.
candidates,
They don't say your name at all.
but in Atlanta every day when they do their political shows, my picture and my name are on the list of candidates on TV. So that's really cool, and it's
Okay.
because the biggest interview I got was with 11 Alive in Atlanta. And it's because this woman who interviewed me, she's very sweet. Her name is Faith Jesse. She does a phenomenal job. One of her executive producers saw my speech at the NAACP forum, and she walked up to her and she said, "Why have you not had him on your show yet?" And she called me that day. So I mean, it's all about putting the footwork in,
Yeah.
getting out there, meeting people where they are. And these other politicians, they're gonna outspend me by millions, but nobody's gonna outwork me.
You got a good work ethic. What's on the calendar? Like, where are you going next?
So on Saturday, there's a Houston County Republican fish fry I'm going to. And then I have something else. I'd have to bring up my calendar, but starting October 25th, I'm doing another walk across Georgia. So that's my next big campaign event for myself.
Are you going north, south, east, west?
I'm going starting at time. So I kind of started my campaign at Huckapoos, which is funny,
So
and
Tybee.
they're kind of like my campaign headquarters.
Okay.
So
Cool.
I'm going to start at Huckapoos, have a little rally, and a get together there. and then I'm going to go from Tybee to the American Legion in Statesboro, Georgia. And then it
Go
turns out
Eagles!
what's funny is there's after I announced this walk, there's a governor's forum on November 1st by a women's voter group, and I thought I was going to have to deny it or reschedule my walk. Well, it turns out it's in Waynesboro, Georgia, which my next stop was going to be in Augusta. Well, Waynesboro is on
right
the way
there.
to Augusta, so I'm going to go to that governor's forum on my walk. So I'm going to go Statesboro, Waynesboro, then I'm going to go Augusta University, then I'm going to go to UGA in Athens, and then
Go
I'm going to
Dogs!
finish. I'm going to finish at the Capitol steps in Atlanta.
Wow. Yeah, I just drove through your state last week from Florida, and that's a hefty. That's a lot. It's like, how long is that? That's like
I'm gonna try to do it in 15 days.
15 days. So that's like what, 150, 200 miles?
It's gonna be just over 300.
300?
Yeah,
Jesus.
Jeez.
Are you
yeah,
gonna have a rucksack and all that kind of stuff too?
yeah. So it's literally just a big ruck march. So like I make the joke that I don't have the millions of dollars for to put my face on a bus and do a bus tour, but I can do something these other politicians can't: put a rucksack on and walk across the states.
The most I've ever done, and that was like a month ago, was 22 miles, and I did it in 5.5 hours. I was done. But you're gonna go do 300 miles. Are you going to walk back?
No, a friend of mine is gonna drive me back. Yeah.
I was gonna say, are you doing this by yourself?
What's that?
Are you doing this by yourself? You have
Yeah, so that's the funny thing is it's like all these I see all these like influencers online, they do these long ruck marches, but they got trucks following them. No, I sleep if I can find a hotel, I'll sleep in a hotel every now and then, but usually I'm sleeping outside just with a sleeping bag. I find a church or because I've done this twice before. It's just this is the first time that I'm going to walk across the state that I've actually gotten some recognition for my campaign, so it might actually do something really well for me. But
Dude,
like
that's
usually,
awesome.
I just try to find a church or something like that, and just sleep outside or a gas station and kind of live like a homeless person.
Hey, we were trained very, very well as infantry, soldiers, and Marines. We are good. If we ever become homeless, we're good. We
Yeah,
got this.
literally. Yep.
So for our viewers, where can we send money to you? Because
Ken,
I'm about to send you money probably October 1st after we get our disability payment.
I was gonna say shameless plug. KenForGeorgia.com. Ken KenFor Georgia GeoGeo. Georgia. Wow, I can't spell Georgia. Yeah, Ken4FOR. KenForGeorgia.com.
Georgia.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
it
Georgia.
messed me up spelling four out.
Well, hey, dude, you are an inspiration, man. Fleek, can I ask him the questions?
let's do it.
Okay. So, Ken, usually when we have guests on, at the end of the show, we have this thing called saved rounds, and I'm gonna ask you two questions, and then from one of those answers, you're gonna get another question. So pick a number between 1 and 10.
3.
Nice.
He didn't
That's
pick
good.
7.
Usually we get 7. Actually, like 95% of the time, our veterans that we interview, and we're like, no, no more 7. That's it. We've done that for like 3 months.
Why?
No.
Why do they? Why is that? Why do they do 7?
Everybody picks 7.
Hey, I was born November 7th, so 7 is like my lucky number, but I don't know, like guys like 7. So
That's
here's your question, Ken. How did your military experience influence your perspective on life and adversity?
unity, brotherhood, patriotism. Outside of the military, politics is so divided, but inside the military, you know that you're serving with people who don't agree with your viewpoints on a lot of stuff, but you do the job. And it literally being in the military, like a lot of people who haven't been in the military say they are losing faith in our country because these politicians are making them lose faith. I'm not, because our military is the reason we still have a country. Our military and the American flag is going to outlive every politician that's ever lived, just like it always has. And that's why I do what I do, because the military taught me that we're the greatest country in the world because we can't have our differences. Overall, ultimately, we are united under the same flag.
Perfect. That's perfect. Hey, Fleek, write that down for the next cookbook.
Got it.
Hey, Fleek, do you have anything else for our wonderful guest?
Now, when is the primary?
It's actually next year, May 19th, 2026. So
Good
I still got like 7.5 months left to get my name out there.
Guys,
Good
give
luck.
him money. Come on. Chop, chop, chop. Let's go. Give him money. Ken for Georgia.
Yeah, I promise I won't waste it. I'll actually be using it for something good. So,
Hey, he's going to give money to teachers, man. I mean,
but actually,
teachers.
this is just show that I put in the footwork. So, I don't know how much time you guys have.
No, you're good.
Two weekends ago. I don't know if you know where Rabun County, Georgia is.
I do.
It's as far north as you can get. It's 5 hours away from Savannah.
Yeah, it's
Here I am, scrounging for bills to pay and all that stuff, and still living like every person does. Well, Saturday the 13th, the Rabun County Republican Party had a Low Country boil. So I drove a round trip to Savannah or to Rabun County to do that. Went back to Savannah. Sunday morning I had to work. Sunday night I was on a podcast. Monday I had to be in Atlanta for the Georgia Counts for Recovery luncheon. Went back to Rabun County Monday night just to drive back to Savannah that night. And after I got back, somebody who's involved with the Rabun County Republican Party told me, yeah, one of our members was talking about you when you left, and he said he doesn't agree with everything you say, but he's gonna vote for you because nobody comes to Rabun County, and this guy came twice in 3 days.
that's awesome.
That's the kind of stuff that I'm doing. That's the kind of stuff that I'm trying to do. I will show up anywhere, anytime, any place, and talk to anybody because I want everybody to know whether it's a Republican, Democrat, or nonpartisan organization. Just because I'm a Republican doesn't mean I don't care about you. And if I had the honor of becoming the next governor, I want people to remember I gave you the time of day while campaigning, and I will give you the time of day while governing.
Dude, that's awesome. I'm sorry. You got my vote from Tennessee. Bleak, you got anything else?
No, sir.
Ken, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart and from Fleek's heart too. Thank you for taking the time to speak to us, and thank you for your service to this country.
Yes.
And we'll see you in the primaries.
I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Hey, God bless you guys.
God bless.
Stick around for 1 second, so make sure your episode uploads. Other than that, thanks for tuning in. We'll see y'all next Sunday.
Thanks, guys.